Hello again there all you magnificent people, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays, where we play games and talk about nature. Now we are back here in Green Hell in the Amazon rainforest, and we're just quickly having a look up here again to see whether our jaguar friend is back. I do not see him there. Does not seem like the territorial individual is back. There is, however, a rattlesnake right in front here. We're just going to avoid it and, not accidentally step on it. Okay, so everything does seem safe around here, which means we can carry on with our base. Because I do want to just very, very quickly make a water bottle. So a clay water bottle for us. We're going to need a bit more water, and we're going to need 2 empty molds per water bottle. And that is then going to replace our coconut bidons. And we're then going to be able to actually carry a lot more water around, which is going to be absolutely marvelous. Right, so we've got the water, now we just need the mold, and we can just carry the whole mud brick to this area right over here, to the pottery table. Just harvest it right over here, and very easily just put it in the pottery table. And now we should be able to make it. I'm just constantly checking for danger. Yeah, still nothing stalking us, and that's marvelous. Okay, let's quickly make the clay bottle. Okay, now we have got it right over there. In our backpack, we can just quickly bake it, and that'll be fine. And I have also noticed that our bow has extremely low durability, so let's just actually craft another one and get rid of our 2% one. Okay, a 51% one, that is much, much better. I feel safer already. Alright, so there we go, we have a clay bottle that is unfinished, and I suspect if we take that and we add a rope. Here we go, there's our clay bottle. Of course we need a rope to actually carry it around. And there it is. Unfortunately we can't put any of our meat soup in there. Would have been great if we could carry around meat soup, but unfortunately we can't. But let's have a look here. Our coconut bidon could carry 40 water. This one carries 100 water. Oh, that is just absolutely marvelous. But you know what, I think we need to make another one, so that we can go on a proper expedition. So let's harvest this brick over here, and plop the molds down in there. And I think we've got enough water in there, I do think so. Or we can add a whole bunch more, and voila, we can make another clay bottle. Actually, we can make 2 more. Oh, look at that, we've got a new entry. We've got our pottery leveled up enough so that, oh, there we go. There we can now make a blade mold. And this, of course, is where the melted iron ore comes in. Speaking of which, this has burned out. Okay. We've got 2 melted iron ore here. Just going to plop that in the chest. But we can now make a blade mold, and we can then use that to make the metal spear. Now, that may actually be a good idea. Before we go on a proper expedition, let's arm up, shall we? Alrighty, let's see here. We need water, melted iron ore, and an empty mold. Easy to make. Let's make the blade mold. So of course, the idea here is we're taking the mud, we are pressing our blade into it, our stone blade, to leave an impression, and then we're letting the clay harden a bit, and then we are pouring in the melted iron ore. I'm not sure why we are doing it while it is actually solid like that, but we are supposed to be pouring in the melted ore, and that is then going to give us this blade mold over here. Now, do we bake this in the... Yeah, we're supposed to bake that in the forge.
A few moments later.
There is the jaguar right up there. Hello there, kitty cat. Goodbye, kitty cat. Oh my word. He was very close to getting to us. We always have to be vigilant in this game. That was very close. We're going to go harvest him and eat him in a moment. But for now, let's start some more fire here and bake our clay mold. Wonderful. Now, where's that jaguar? There he was. Hello there, little kitty. And now, as you can see, we have 3 clay bottles. And we can cook up our jaguar friend right over here. Right, we've got a whole cooking station going. We've got everything we need. Except perhaps a bit more starch, bit more carbohydrates. Let's just harvest this bridal veil mushroom, bridal veil stinkhorn mushroom. I think we'll drink that soup over there and plop down this mushroom when it's done. Ah, the mold is almost done, which means we can smelt some more iron as well. There we go, it is also done. I wonder whether perhaps we put the piece of melted iron ore in that little shape that we indented into the mud, and when we put it into the forge, it actually baked and the iron ore melted to then fill the space. Maybe that is what happened here, but now that it is completely baked, the clay is nice and hard, we can harvest this, and there we go, we have a metal blade cast. And now all we need is a nice long stick. And there we go, we've got lots of those right over there. Alright, so just to quickly craft with it, we've got the long stick, we've got the metal blade cast, and we've got some rope. And there we have our first metal spear. And our vitals are looking quite alright. Our starch or carbohydrates, that's still, as always, the issue. We have got some bananas we can also eat in our growth area, in our farm. And then we're going on an adventure, and of course the best time to do that is in the middle of the night, because it is currently, 2:30 in the morning. Right, so let's just grab some bananas. We can eat them. Now we're just boiling a bunch of water, putting it in from one of our water bottles into the pot, boiling it, so the unsafe water gets put in there. And once it has boiled, we'll just put it into the clean water bottle. So we've got one that is clean water and another one that will be clean water now. And we'll leave one empty bottle behind. Now we are relatively heavy, but I think we are ready to head out. We are going on a short little expedition. We have missed, I think, something around here somewhere. I think we did see some jeep tracks around here somewhere. I think if we follow that, we may find something around in this area. And I think then we're going to head more to this direction. That looks like there is a nice little pass in the mountain range right over there. So I think that is where we should be going, either there or we should go down to this area down here. Not exactly sure where, but let's have a look and see what we find. We do have our bow ready. We do also have, or now at least have, a metal spear, and we can replace our stone spear with that. Let's just actually put the stone spear on the weapon rack, shall we? Since we do have a weapon rack, may as well use it. Stone spear goes on there. Metal spear on number 3, and then we are ready to head out, and we are heading from our base right over here. We're just heading north again and then following this mountain range to this side a little bit. Alright, let's head on out, shall we? That's north right there, that's where we're heading. Oh, there's a tapir. For a moment I thought there was another jaguar again. Luckily it is just the prey of the jaguar, the tapir, that is walking around here. Of course, jaguars would be preying on everything they possibly can. Any prey animal in their environment, like the capybaras over there, even caiman would fall prey to the jaguars. They are really the apex predator in the area. Of course, one could argue that the caimans are also the apex predators, and they could be. I mean, both the caiman and the jaguar would be preying on one another, but I think the jaguar actually comes out on top. They've got a formidable bite force, able to crush the skull of a caiman, which is really impressive. And little capybaras, the largest rodents in the world, everybody, the capybaras. Really such awesome creatures. Okay, we are currently right over here. I think we can start heading more to the northeast, which is that direction, past the capybara over there. Molinaria. Now this may be useful, so may as well harvest it, just in case. You see, here's the jeep track again, so maybe, just maybe we should kind of follow this. Oh, armadillo. Armadillo, the name armadillo means little armored one, because you can see there they've got that amazing little shell over there, but this little guy cannot roll into a ball. So even though it has this amazing covering over its back, it cannot roll into a ball to protect its entire body. Instead, it will just rely on that covering on the top of its body to try and keep its body safe. Try to keep the vulnerable belly away from predators. And I really don't like walking through the dense foliage here, but I guess we're going to just have to listen out for spiders and rattlesnakes and all those things as we make our way along. There are some more mushrooms over here. We're just going to eat some of that. Oh, you know what? We are actually kind of dirty, so we shouldn't be eating that. Do you think the tracks? Yeah, there we go. The tracks are still heading this direction. We're just following it. Looks like they were really trying to drive in the mud. Really, really bad conditions to try and drive in. Ah, the sun is coming out. Lovely time of day this. Just checking my surroundings, making sure that I am quite safe. And I just have to quickly consult my map. I like having my back against the rock face over here just so I'm nice and safe. But there's another little armadillo. This hyper cute little guy walking along over there. That is the southern three-banded armadillo. And this species, along with the Brazilian three-banded armadillo, they are the only two species that can do this. This is what we call volvation. Volvation being when they curl up into a little ball like that. That's because the armor at the top here is flexible enough to actually curl up into a ball. They are trying to protect their head and their vulnerable bits so that a predator doesn't chew into them very easily. So they're the only two species that can do this. And there we go, off it goes. It realized that, okay, the predator, i.e. me, is far enough away that it can actually uncurl and run away and maybe stand a chance to get away from me, the predator. So unfortunately, the southern three-banded armadillo, they are classified as near threatened. I think the Brazilian three-banded armadillo is classified as vulnerable, and that's mainly due to deforestation. With the southern three-banded armadillo we had here, their dry forests that they occur in, the dry Chaco forest, that is unfortunately undergoing severe deforestation and conversion into farmland, and as a result they're losing their habitat. They mostly feed on insects, things like ants and termites, which we of course have been playing as in our Empires of the Undergrowth live streams. So yeah, of course we've got the bullet ants right over here, and because we've got the bullet ants right over here, that's a nice source of food for things like that little armadillo. Now, myrmecophagous species, or species that feed on ants, like the armadillos, like the aardvark in South Africa, like the giant anteaters, all of those, and the numbats, of course, in Australia as well, and the echidna, whole bunch of myrmecophagous species. They all have a bunch of adaptations. Let me just quickly check where we are. Sorry, before we carry on talking. 4419. We are right over here. I think we need to head a little bit more to the northeast. That's where we're going to need to go, which is that direction right over there. So we're just going to go past the bullet ant nest over here. But all the myrmecophagous species will have certain adaptations that help them get to the ants and then eat them. They all will have very strong claws that allow them to actually dig into the termite and ants' nests. And then they also will have very long sticky tongues, which they will put into the nest, and then these... Oh, there's another rattlesnake over here. And those long tongues will go into the nest, and then the ants will stick to the sticky tongues. So very, very nice adaptations to actually get a lot of food. And there we go. We are going to have to follow this trail. We are back on the road. Let's just follow this road and see where it goes. Because I think we are heading in the right direction. This looks like it could have been a difficult spot to cross. Oh, there was a bridge. Oh, look at that. There was a jeep. Haha. Right. Let's see what we can get. Ooh, a metal baton and a grappling hook. Well, that is going to be very useful, and some candy bars as well. And that is all we can use. There is also a radio over here, and the radio we get to have a look at in story mode, which of course we are not currently playing. Ah, there goes another scarlet macaw, I think, up there. Oh, that is marvelous. Now, we are right over here. This road seems to go a little bit more to the east. Let's follow it. See where it goes. Oh, another aposematic coloration, brightly colored, and some brightly colored poison dart frog hopping around over there. Of course, they are highly, highly toxic. We are not going to be picking them up. They are poisonous. In other words, we touch it and we eat with our hands, or we eat it. Yeah, we suffer the consequences. Another little peccary running over there. Oh, wow, it's actually running on the log. Well, that's awesome. Previously, the animals were not able to actually walk up the log. If you wanted to kill a jaguar or a caiman or something along those lines, you could just stand up there and shoot down at it. And I think the Waraha tribe also were not able to run up the logs. But now, of course, with the pathfinding being increased in the game here, they are able to actually walk up the logs, it seems. And oh, now there's no place to hide anymore. Good to know that. Now, looking at this map here, we haven't actually been to this area down there. So I think let's head down in this general direction, see if there's a way to get down into this area, and let's see what we can find there. So we're going to head mostly south. We are right over here, somewhere around here apparently. I think we are right on this rock face that's over there. We basically, I think, just head directly south. Unfortunately, there is a mountain in the way. So let's follow around the mountain. Let's go around the mountain and see. There's another rattlesnake. Really very, very, very well camouflaged. I mean, if it weren't for the fact that the tail was moving, I would not have seen this rattlesnake lying over there. The disruptive camouflage of the rattlesnake and of all these ambush-type snakes. Really, really amazing. Like puff adders, night adders, rattlesnakes over here. They all have these blotches. There we go. Warning us not to go closer. Now the blotches that we have there, those are all, that's what we call disruptive camouflage. It is designed to break the outline of this creature, so it's more difficult for predators to spot it, and also more difficult for its prey to actually spot it, so that the prey animals can walk up nice and close, like little rodents, little lizards, all those types of things. Smaller animals come close, and then the rattlesnake over here gets to bite it and inject a very, very potent venom into it, and neutralizing the prey animal, and then the rattlesnake will use its amazing sense of smell to track the animal that it had injected its venom into. So they will then follow it slowly but surely. They don't have to be very fast. They don't have to hold onto the prey, inject the venom, let the venom do the work, and then follow the trail of the dying little creature. And yeah, worked very, very well for them. We are just going to, I think, follow this rock face. I think this is the right direction. Yeah, now we can head directly to the south. A whole bunch of bromeliads over here as well. We've got a bunch of bromeliads in our garden as well. And bromeliads related to pineapples. Pineapples being very, very closely related to these little guys. And a lot of bromeliads are actually epiphytes. So you can see them growing on some of the taller trees. But some of them are living in, have their roots in the ground. But the epiphytic species do not have their roots in the ground at all. Instead, they get all the nutrients they need from the dust that actually accumulates on the stem and gets trapped by the little bromeliad's root system. There are lots and lots of species that will be growing on the plants. You can't really see way up there. Hopefully we'll see some bromeliads actually growing on the trees in the area. I do believe we had been here before, because there is the snare trap as well. Yeah, so we definitely had been here before. We had been into that cave over there as well. I've got the lovely bunch of leeches on me. There they are, right on my leg. Pluck them, throw them down onto the ground. And off we head once more. Just trying to stick to the relatively open areas, so we don't have to worry too much about accidentally stepping on a rattlesnake or a Brazilian wandering spider or the Goliath bird-eating spider that's also in the game here. Another little tapir. Hello, little guy. Yes. Cute little sounds they make. I absolutely love them. Alright, so here we actually have an example of one of those epiphytic bromeliads. So it's growing on the plant here. It has its roots wrapped around the plant stem. It doesn't actually have any roots going into the plant, so it's not stealing any nutrients from the plant whatsoever. It is just using the plant as an attachment place. So it's not growing in the ground, because there are lots and lots and lots of other plants with their roots down in the ground here with which it would have to compete. But there are very few things growing on the stem over here, so no other roots of other plants really to worry about and compete with. So it's a nice way for it to have less competition for nutrients. However, there's not a lot of nutrients up here. So that is the one thing. But as it has its roots around here, and there's any dust blowing around, it will settle there where the roots are, brings nutrients to the plants, and whenever it rains, of course, there's moisture on the stem here. And thankfully, in rainforest, it rains a lot. It is called a rainforest after all. So they don't really have to worry too much about rain or getting enough water to survive. And the epiphytes really are relatively common in forest ecosystems, where it is nice and wet. Interesting. What have we found here? Okay, this... Oh, we found a new location. What new location have we found? Oh, we found the airplane. Oh. Oh, that's right over here. Now I know where we are. Here we've got the part of a plane that crashed over here, and we do have... Where is it? There we go. There's the caiman lizard once more. We encountered previously as well. Nothing in the crate there. Nothing in the crate here. There is a nice cave over here. We've got some obsidian stone. That's nice. We've got a coconut bowl, and we've got some coconuts. Okay, we're not going to take the coconuts, but we are going to get the log bed recipe as well. That is marvelous. Oh, speaking of log bed, may as well actually take a quick nap. We're just going to put out our coconut on our head, because yes, let's try to throw that on the ground. Thank you. We're just going to put out some bowls that if it rains in the evening, we actually get a bit of rainwater to drink. And then we're just going to take a quick nap. I think we may be in the dry season now though, so rainfall is going to be, well, almost non-existent. Yeah, it does look like we may have a bit of a problem in terms of water. No rain has fallen. We are very dirty. We wouldn't have any water, I think, at this spring over here. If we did, it would have been marvelous. But no water over here, unfortunately. If we had water there, we could have cleaned ourselves and actually eaten some of the things that we have with us. I'm tempted just to eat in any case. But anyway, we should just keep moving. Let's get to an area where we do have water to actually wash ourselves. And I think if we head more to this direction... Oh, that's a snake! That's a snake! That's a snake! That's a snake! Where is the snake? Oh, there's a snake here somewhere. I don't even see it. Oh, I don't know where it is. It's over there somewhere. Oh, my heart is pounding. Thankfully, I jumped in the right direction. Let's just stay out of that area. Oh, you see? I don't even see it. The counter... That's another one. There's another one. Where's the other one? There's one. Yo, look at that. Like hiding in the leaf litter. There's no way to spot that. Ah, terrifying. Thankfully, we do have some tobacco bandages on us, so we should be alright-ish if we do get bitten, but the fever would be horrible. We would have to run back to the log bed and actually take a nap there again. But if we just keep on moving here, we should get some water. Actually, our little guy is very thirsty. Let's drink some water. Now we are no longer thirsty. We do want to get some clean water, or water, none, any water will do, just so they can wash ourselves and actually eat a bunch of stuff. We are right over here. I think there should be a way right over there to actually, it looks like there could be a little pass to get into this into that lower lying area. So we're just going to stick to the rock face here, more or less. But try to stay in the relatively open terrain. Yeah, the jungle is very thick over here. Oh, there's another. Oh no, that snake got me. Okay, tobacco dressing. Unfortunately, there we go. I was just thinking I should keep an eye out for rattlesnakes. They would be along this little section over here. There's a nice little trail. Now, I do have painkillers with me. And eating that actually gets rid of everything. So, yeah, now we are fixed, but we have used one of our painkillers. And that's not ideal. But in any case, this rattlesnake right over here was waiting for rodents and stuff like that to come along this little trail right over here. It was lying right next to it. I didn't see it. I was following the trail and I stepped directly on top of it. And unfortunately got bitten in the process. So that is not great at all. Not good, not good. I heard the rattle too late. And I was not able to respond in time. There's a spider as well. Where's the spider? Oh! Look at that. This massive spider over here, the largest spider in the world, the Goliath bird eater. Now the bird eating spiders, they are quite an awesome group of spiders. They are the largest or the heaviest spiders in the world, and they are the second largest in terms of leg span. The giant huntsman spider of Laos is larger in terms of leg span. Barely, but just larger than the bird-eater spiders. There's another rattlesnake. I'm not going to step on you. I'm not going to shoot you either. I'm going to leave you be. So these guys, the Goliath bird-eater spiders, they will have a leg span of about 30 centimeters or 12 inches. That is absolutely massive. All right, we are on a cliff face, I think. We're getting close to the cliff face. Oh, there are a bunch of leaves. I don't want to walk through the leaves. I think we're at the wrong spot. I think we should actually have gone down here somewhere. I think we may have missed our point to go through, so we're just going to walk back a little bit, keeping an eye out for any of the rattlesnakes in the area and looking for a way to get through this massive rock face. But that Goliath bird-eater spider, there are 3 Goliath bird-eater spiders. I think this one is the more common one, but they are still classified as vulnerable. So they are again threatened by things like deforestation, but also, I believe, the illegal pet trade. Almost said the illegal fur trade. They're not furry enough to be part of the illegal fur trade, but the illegal pet trade, yes. So unfortunately, they are reduced in number as a result of course, human actions. Now, the bird-eater spiders, they're a type of tarantula. They're in the Mygalomorpha group, which have different functioning jaws than the typical spiders. Typical spiders will have their jaws moving sideways, whereas the Mygalomorphae, the more ancient spiders, like the tarantulas and the baboon spiders in South Africa, and the bird-eater tarantulas, they will have their jaws, they kind of have to lift their heads up to just bring their fangs down, kind of like stabbing something straight down. And there's another rattlesnake right over here. This is the same spot where we were just bitten by one. We're just going to walk around this little guy. Yes, we're not going to shoot you this time around. We're just going to still look for a way through the rock face here. That's really, really thick jungle. Oh, look, there's a cave. Oh. Interesting. Whole bunch of little monkey heads and feathers. A very, very interesting totem. Now let's proceed through here with caution. I'm sure there would be some spiders or snakes or scorpions in there. And we do not want to get bitten again. Or stung again. Alright, just gonna cross this log here. Okay, we have basically made it through. Now, this is the point where Will gets stung by something that he should have seen. So I'm just going to very, very slowly proceed along here. And there we go. We actually have made it through to this area. So let's climb down. We are now in this lower lying area. And that is just absolutely perfect. But the bird-eater spiders, I think we'll talk about again next time. For now, though, I think this is actually a good little spot to actually end today's episode. We will be back next time, where we are carrying on and exploring this lower-lying section and seeing what we can find down here. So if you've got any questions about any of the creatures we encountered, anything whatsoever, please feel free to pop it down in the chat below, and I will happily answer. For now, I'm just going to quickly make a nice little shelter for myself. And there we go, we've got a nice little hut shelter here. We're just going to save the game, and that will be it. So thank you very much everyone for joining us on our little adventure here. Hope you had a lovely time. I will be back on Friday with another episode of Empires of the Undergrowth, and then of course on Sunday we'll be streaming the last bit of Empires of the Undergrowth. So come join us for that. And until next time everybody, stay safe. We'll see you all soon. Bye!